All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? We're going to do something fun we don't do that often, because for any of you that have followed me for a while, you know I keep a lot of product on the wall. It goes all the way up to the ceiling, like that. But I have had some collector's boosters that have been sitting on there for a while, so we decided we're going to go and open up $1,600 worth, according to the internet. So we have the original Throne of Eldraine, some Ikoria, Innistrad Midnight Hunt. I don't expect we're going to get a lot of that one. The Brothers War, and Secrets of Strixhaven, a new one. And this is still 12 boosters, by the way. Just the cellophane broke off of it, but it is still a full booster box. So we're going to open these in order and see if they're actually worth opening. All right, so let's start with the Throne of Eldraine. I'm grabbing some scissors to make this easy. And I have to say, I don't expect these older ones to have a ton, unless we just hit one of the more played cards. Partly because these older sets didn't have the Japanese alternate art, blah blah, whatever that the new sets have. So that's something to keep in mind when we're opening these. And I'll just add up the prices at the end of the video. So we're gonna enjoy just the opening process here, and then at the end of the video, we'll just add everything up and see what it totaled. Because I don't know if we're gonna get close to 1,600 unless we crack one of the bigger bigger hits per set. But I'm going to go fairly quick on these. And unless we hit some big playables or particular rares, I'm not going to stop too much. Yeah, Emery's actually not bad. That's playable. And a Murderous Rider. That's fine. But yeah, I don't think there's a lot in the commons and uncommons that we have to worry about. Oh, a Corvold. Man, there was a time where Corvold used to be the stone nuts. And now almost nobody plays this card. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, this is cool. Charming Prince. Okay, Brazen Bar. That's legit. That's actually not bad. Dollar-wise, it's probably not much. It's probably $6 or something. But actually probably a little more because of foil Brazen Bar. But those are actually playable cards. Oh, this is not looking great. Fairy Formation. That card's not good. Serpent sees little play. We got a foil Emery. All right. Those are something. I really had a hard time remembering what all was in this set that we were even going to be chasing down. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? All that glimmers. I'll put that over there. Giant Killer. Windscarred Crag. Once Upon a Time. Okay, that still gets played in older formats. And Piper the Swarm, which is not good at all. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? No, Thorn Mammoth. I mean, Rankle's cool and all. And Return of the Wild Speaker. But those are not good cards. That might be our worst pack so far. Alright. No, nothing cool. Sundering Stroke. Ironcrag Pyromancer. Was that all that was in there? Man, that pack was bad. Okay, Castle Emerith. Claim Contender. Gosh dang it. Yeah, part of the problem is when you get cards that are key to the set elements, right? To the keywords and themes. They're not great outside of the set is the problem. Workshop Elders. I don't even remember this card. That's crazy. All right, well, that's a real magic card apparently. I totally forgot it was a thing. Doom Foretold. Hey, there we go. All right. A Questing Beast. I don't know. We'll see how much this is worth, but yeah, that's cool. You know what? Bonecrusher Giant, sure. Murderous Rider, sure. Sir Gwyn, not so much. Outlaw's Merriment, definitely not. Okay, the cool art foil Brazen Bar, we're in. That counts. The potential big hitters are going to be at the end of the packs in the later boxes. So we're kind of just racing through these early ones, seeing if we find anything. Mace of the Valiant, no good. Return of the Wild Spirit. Actually, Castle Garenbrig gets a little bit of play, but probably not enough to be worth any real amount, sadly. Fires of Invention. It was cool for a minute in an actual standard deck. And another sad Ironcrag Pyromancer. So, possibly the second worst pack that we opened today. Knight's Charge. Clackbridge Troll. Midnight Clock. Ugh. Alright, well, that was not a strong way to end on. I'm going to put that stack aside so at the end of the video, I can actually separate how much they were per set whenever we add up the final total. The good news about Ikoria is we could open some of the foil lands, I think, that could be worth a little bit. Especially if we get, like, the full art, whatever. But otherwise, I don't think there's going to be a lot in this set either. I'll probably put the basics aside just in case. Agitator Ant, 0. Garuda. There was actually a time where people thought Garuda was going to mess up Standard. If you could believe that. But, yeah. Cub Warden. Oh, the Godzilla. I forgot Godzilla alternate arts are in here. That's cool. What is this for? For Yadaro. I forgot these were a thing. That's pretty cool. And then a foiled Chittering Harvester. I'll set aside because I don't know the individual values of a lot of the mutate cards. But I'm going to assume at best it's like a quarter to 50 cents. So there's a Decoy Gambit. A Haunted Nightmare, which I played a couple of those in San. Okay. A foil Luris. That's a little bit of something. No. Insatiable Hammerphage, no. Cloud Piercer, no. There we go. Endeth the Triumph. That's a few bucks. That's probably like a $10 bill. And oh, this is the Gym Razor or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. Another Godzilla alternate art. Okay, that was solid. I'm not mad at that. Nesting Grounds, Labyrinth Raptor, Colossification. Volpakey. Oh, Everquill Phoenix. Not really worth much, but it's cool. And then Baby Godzilla. Though I think Baby Godzilla, there was another one that was like a box topper, if I remember right, for that set. So I imagine the regular one's not worth very much. What do we got? What do we got? Spellpire Phoenix. Cheville. Oh, Vivian. All right. A foil Vivian. Monsters Advocate. That's cool. And Bracchus. I don't think I remember seeing this art. It's been a long time. That's a cool one. And then another Baby Godzilla. So yeah, we're going to be loaded on Baby Godzillas. Getting into the next one. I will say, though, these packs have had more rares and mythics than the previous set, which is cool. Raptor, Mythos. Don't need these. Dorat. And a Majestic Auricorn. Well, I said that, and then we just got a couple, and they were not good. So I just jinxed us. Slippery Bogbonder. Genesis Ultimatum. That's all right. Whirlwind of Thought, not great. Even though we did have a time in Standard where we tried playing that in some decks. Snapdax is a little bit. Gigan, which is the alternate Garuda. Selective Adaptation. Full Art Luris. Foil Eerie Ultimatum. Nothing. Cool Gym Razor. King Caesar, which is another Godzilla card. And a foil. Okay, this Bracco might be worth a little bit. This one's kind of sweet. All right, Sawtusk Demolisher. And a Titan's Nest. And a General Kudrow. All right. Rogren Triumph. Love opening those. We know those are at least decent money if we get our hands on those. Violante. This is another one of the Godzilla alternates. Very cool in a full art foil. The good news is, so far, I don't feel like we're doing bad with these packs. So that's nice. All right, Mind Leecher, Offspring's Revenge, a full art Garuda. I said that, then we just ripped some terrible cards. Okay, full art Luca. That's probably a couple bucks. Godzilla, King of Monsters. It's a Zedor. Which one is that? Oh, it's the Zalortha. Never mind. All right. Titan Hunter, another Titan's Nest. Whirlwind of Thought. Some junk we don't need. Oh, NSFI Triumph. Okay, cool. Love that. Dorat. All right, Emergent Ultimatum. Yadaro and Foil. Ketria Triumph. All right, so I think we opened at least one of each of the Triumphs. Ghidorah. That's a cool one. Arimi. Another Garuda. This is like our, if you count variants, I think we opened 3 or 4 Garudas in this box. Voracious Great Shark. A couple of things that don't matter. Sea Dasher Octopus. And a full art foil King Caesar. That's cool. All right, so I don't feel too bad about Ikoria. I feel like the getting enough of the lands carries a little bit there, so we'll see. But now, if I were guessing, Midnight Hunt's probably going to be the saddest of this bunch. All right, so Dinnick, Ghoul's Night Out, Augur of Autumn, Jadar in the weird, I don't know, whatever we call that, the black and white art. Grafted Identity, not great. Yeah, I'm not expecting anything too big, honestly. Yeah, if we're being real, I'm not expecting anything too big out of here, so maybe we'll get surprised. Tovalar's Hunter, Empty the Lab, Galvanic Iteration, some junk, Tovalar, Dire Overlord, Random Foil, and Briarbridge Tracker. Alright, Florian, Curse of Conformity, Sludge Monster, nothing there, Rin Careless, which isn't worth anything, Sarenth, which isn't worth anything. Yeah, I think that's going to be the theme here for Midnight Hunt. And honestly, I can't think of anything huge that we would be missing in this set. But Land, Liza, Curse. The Celestis is probably worth a little bit. Forgot about that card. Adeline. Kessig Naturalist I'll put in the pile. Rim Careless. Alright. I think with Midnight Hunt, it's not so much about big cards, as there are still a lot of useful cards that are popular. Bloodthirsty Adversary, for example, that people will still play, but they're just not worth a lot. You know, Old Stick Fingers, Deserted Beach. All right, that might be worth a little bit. All right, Mountain, Falcon Wrath, Pit Fighter. Forgot about that card. Ruinous Intrusion, Curse of the Shaken Faith. Arlen. All right, there's an alternate art Arlen. That's kind of cool. And Vanquish the Horde. The Plains, Geist Flame Reservoir. That was never good. Heron Blade Elite. Oh, this is one of the ones that was from the Commander set that they put in the packs. Storm the Festival. I actually really liked that card. Ludwig. And Dire Strain Rampage. Swamp. Angel Fire Ignition. Celestial Judgment. Wake the Slaughter. I forgot about that card. Another Liza. And Intrepid Adversary. Alright, we only have 4 left to go, so we can stop the suffering on the Midnight Hunt. Alright, Forest. Siphon Insight. Kyler. Grafted Identity, which we already opened 1 or 2 of those. Florian, a different art one. Bloodline Culling. Boo. Mountain. Slaughter Specialist. Visions of Duplicity. Moonveil Regent. That was a fun card. Slowkirk. Mask of Grizzlebrand. I think several of us tried to make that card a thing, and it was definitely not a thing. Island. Slowkirk. Another one. Curse of the Clinging Webs. Hostile. That's funny. Alright, Catilda. And Curse of Leeches. Boo. But it's a fairy emblem. Will stay in the pile. Okay, Forest. A foil Celestis, so it's our second one of those open. Visions of Ruin. Burn down the house. Guess people like that card still. Oh, I forgot about this guy. Reckless Stormseeker. I almost tossed it aside. Alright, and that includes, or concludes, I should say, our pain of dealing with Midnight Hunt. Alright, Brothers War. What we're looking for here is hopefully, be able to open one of the big, whatever they called the alternate artifact things in foil or something. That would be the big hits. But alright, the Temporal Anchor. Forgot about that card. Oh, Teething Wormlet. How I miss you. I played that card way too much in Standard. Disciple of Careless Nin. Oh, I thought we were going to get one when I saw the Ornithopter. It was not it, though. Ichor Wellspring actually isn't worth much. Sword of the Meek. Okay, that's kind of cool. And a Megatron. Tyrant. Oh, I forgot. This is the set that had the Transformers in it. Okay, so we might be able to open some fun stuff. Autonomous Assembler. Okay, that pack was pretty dope. Alright. Steel Seraph. Battlefield Forge. Alright, don't hate that. Mishra. Imminent One. Ivory Tower. Meh. Pristine Talisman. No. Thorn of Amethyst. This actually still gets played a little bit, but it's only like a buck or two, I think. Ratchet. Field Medic. And Myrel. Shield of Argive. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Awaken the Woods. This is a card that got played a bit online. Fateful Handoff. Kayla's Music Box. Totally forgot about this card. Oh, I got us again. I see a foil in one of these borders with the weird arm. Like, please be one of them. Nope. Sigil of Valor is not it. Pristine Talisman, though. That's fine. Still has a little value. Journeyer's Kite. Okay. RC Sharpshooter. And a foil Sculpting Steel. Not bad. Alright. Plains. Harbin. Gwenna. That's a cool looking Gwenna, though. Not upset to have that one. Glint Raker. Don't even remember that card. Liquid Metal Coating actually gets a little bit of play. Chromatic Star. Cloud Key. Goldbug. And Misery Shadow. There were a lot of people that wanted Misery Shadow to be a thing too, and it was not. Alright, come on. Just one time, man. Misery Shadow. Tokazia. Not good. Blast Furnace Hellkite. Okay, okay. We got the special border, or old border, I should say. Foil Swiftfoot Boots. Mishra's Bauble. Okay, we're at least getting some that have playable factor to them. Blackblade Reforge. I don't think this is much. I could be surprised. And a Ratchet Field Medic. Ooh, look at this Worm Coil Engine. This is neat. I might actually keep this one and stick it in a deck. This is cool. Swamp. Autonomous Assembler. Our second one of these. In the Trenches. Don't think I really see that ever get played. Scavenge Brawler. Bonesaw. Another Mishra's Bauble, which is fine. Okay, Platinum Angel. That's pretty cool. Blitzwing. And the Stasis Coffin. Hercule's Final Meditation. Felden. Woodcaller Automaton. The other Swiftfoot Boots. Alright, that's cool. Another Chromatic Star. Precursor Golem. And Blaster. And then I guess a Scrap Trawler? Alright. Alright, Mountain. Urza Silex. I don't know. Foil, that might be something. I don't know. Harbin. Staff of Titania. A Jalem Tome. That's not worth much. Burnished Heart. Definitely not worth anything. A Mazemind Tome. Meh. And a Flame War. Oh, and a Phyrexian Revoker. That's cool. Alright, we have this one and 3 more to go. Oh, Razorlash Transmogrant. Darn it. That card's definitely not good. Tyrant of Kerr Ridges. Ashnod. Ichor Wellspring and Foil, sure. Burnished Heart. Inspiring Statuary. Starscream. Oh, and a foil Fateful Handoff. Alright, I'm truly hoping just one of these is a thing. Hall of Tagzin. Nope. Brotherhood's in. That's a fair card. What is this? Terissier's Devastation. Oh, it's a commander card. Self-Assembler. Nope. Millstone. Nope. Journeyer's Kite. Maybe. Cyclonus. And a foil Staff of Titania. Alright, we have this one and one more. Another Tokaja that we don't need. Fauna Shaman's always cool, I guess. Hexavus. Sigil of Valor. Foundry Inspector. Oh, okay. Chromatic Lantern. That's cool. Optimus Prime. And Well of Lost Dreams. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to be too upset about that. All right. Did they save the best for last? Let's find out. Well, that's not a start with the Siege Veteran, let me tell you. Over the Top. Scholar of New Horizons. Mishra's Bauble. At least in foil. So we got like 3 of those in this box. Foundry Inspector. Precursor Golem. Cyclonus. Ah, it's a foil Steel Seraph. Ah, well. And for the record, I want to make sure everybody sees these. Because anytime I have done stuff before in the past, and you open up something good, somebody's like, oh, he probably just seeded those packs so we could open them on the video, and blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to get enough views on any of these videos to make it that big a deal to seed packs. But, hey, if you don't believe me, that's fine too. All right, I'm just going to start at whatever the alternate Japanese art is, because I think that's the halfway in each of these packs. So we'll just do that. Helping Hand, Plains, Foil Erode, that's probably pretty good. Turbulent Springs, okay. A Loot. I don't even know which one these. You know what's funny? I don't think I know what any of these are. Hold on a second. All right, I went and checked. Nothing too exciting. It's just a reprieve. I'll probably. Oh. Okay, I was about to say I will probably just look these up at the end of the video and tell you if we hit any big ones, which will probably be good. But what? Did we just open up something great? Nope, we didn't. It looks really exciting, but it's a culling ritual. I was literally thinking about what is that cost or whatever. But man, this card looks cool. All right, another Helping Hand. Duty Beyond Death. Full art for the Dawning Archaic. That hasn't really caught on. Brass Infiniscope. Wisdom of the Ages. The actual culling ritual. And Antiquities on the Loose. And a random art card. Oh, that's weird. This is the first one that's had an art. Did they take these? I don't know. There's a big gap in the years that we're opening these. But that's the first art card we've opened today, I think. I decided I'm going to make a separate stack for these Japanese alternate ones, since I'm going to have to look them up anyway. And that just makes the most sense. Together as One. Noctamoon Lore Spinner. Another Antiquities on the Loose. Smallpox. And Moments of Reckoning. All right. I don't even know what this is, but at 1 blue, it's either going to be like Opt, Sleight of Hand, something like that. So, awesome. Another one. A green one. So that's cool. We will, like I said, we'll look all these up later. Stirring Hope Singer. A Ganjo Dynastorian. Very cool word. Erode. Berserk. Whoa! I didn't even know I wasn't even paying attention. They printed Berserk in these things? I mean, this is kind of cool. Like I said, I didn't even know this was a thing. I assume this is probably like $8 or $9 because it's Berserk. Applied Geometry. One of the most interesting cards of the new set. Yeah, and an art card that I mangled when I was trying to open the pack. So, all right. Return the Favor. Stock Up. Maelstrom Artisan. Ribitrus Roaster. That's a name. Geometry. Pongify. All right. And Berta. Probably the worst pack so far. All right. Another one I don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out later. Spell Pierce. Oh, Pox Plague. Boo. Defacing Dusk Mage. Stormcarved Coast. That's fine. Another one of those goes in that pile. And Silver Quill. All right. Deduce into something. Island. Color Storm Stallion. Fateful Tempest. Decorum Dissertation. Bring to Light. And Zalfa and the Tempest. All right. That pack at least had some fun playables. Repel Calamity. That's such a cool name for a spell. A foil Deduce. Scheming, Silver Tongue. Turbulent Step. Ooh, the Delian Fowl. That's a cool one. Brain Freeze. And a foil Cauldron of Essence. All right, not bad. All right, just any of the big alternates would work for us at this point. I'm not picky. We'll take any of them. All right, that goes in that pile. There's a Stock Up. Swamp. Informed Inkright. Primo, the Unbounded. What is this guy? Enters with twice X +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever one or more creatures you control at base power 0 deals damage to a player, create... Oh, that's cool. Neat card. Wisdom of Ages, and another one goes over here. And Dualcaster Mage. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Oh, this is from the special guest or whatever for the set. That's pretty sweet. We only have this one and 2 more, so I'm hoping the packs are just setting up for a dramatic finish. Bulk Up. Is this like a demonic too, or I don't know. We'll see. Forest. Witherbloom. Ominous Harvest. Resonating Loot. Winds of Abandon. And a foil Shattered Sanctum full art. That's sweet. Alright, Sleight of Hand. Zombify. Erode in foil. I think we got 2 foil and 1 non-foil in this box. Durger, Force Mage. Antiquities on the Loose. That's our 3rd one of this. Deflecting Palm. And Tragedy Feaster. Dang it. I was hoping when I saw the foil there it was going to be something. Alright, another blue card, so that's probably something. Knockout Maneuver. The Mountain. Black. Ceaseless Conflict. And, Dismember. Darn it. Oh, and something blue in foil or whatever. So we'll figure out if this is any good. Probably not worth a ton, but we'll see. All right, those are all the packs. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take time to add all this up. I will figure out what these special cards were. And then I will wrap up with giving y'all total here shortly. Or at least in y'all's time, it'll be like the next scene. All right, y'all, that took me a couple of hours to get everything together, sorted, alphabetized, go through all the lists, go through the buy list, go through the sell list, figure out what our stuff was worth. And now we have an answer for you. So to start with, I have a lot of notes here. So if you see me looking off screen, this is what I'm looking at. But the Throne of Eldraine box actually was about as disappointing as we thought. It was about $40 worth of value for a $300 box, which is not great. But it did have the foil alternate Brazen Borrower, that was $25, and the full art alternate Castle Garenbrig, actually, that was $35. So if you have some of those laying around, you didn't know they were worth something, that's a thing to note. Then the Ikoria box was actually better, but not great. You have about a $245, $250, depending, total value there out of a $350 box. So still didn't get our value overall, but it did have a Ghidorah that was $85. Basically, I would say all the value in this box was largely from the Triomes that were all $20 each, roughly 15 to 20, and the Godzilla cards as a whole. There were several in there that were $10 and $15, and a couple that were 20. So if you're going through your stuff and you have the rare or mythic Godzilla cards, those are all worth something right now, it seems like. So not bad, because we still got a lot of value out of that, so not terrible. Midnight Hunt was the worst. We knew it was going to be. No big hits, and the box overall only brought in about $100. Now, granted, of the general box prices, it is also the cheapest. You can get these for anywhere from $160 to $180, which is very cheap from what I could find for Midnight Hunt boxes for collector boosters, so it's kind of sick. Yeah, so Brothers War. These go for about $320 to $350 still. We only got about $250 out of this box, but a lot of reasonable hits. The Myrel extended foil was $40. The Awaken the Woods foil was $20. Platinum Angel was $15 in the old border, or whatever you want to call that. The Wormcoil Engine was $12. And a couple of the Transformers, if you get them in the what they call the Shattered Glass foil or whatever that thing is, the purple ones, those are all pretty big money too. So we had one that was 15 and one that was 25. So not bad, again, got something out of it. Now, Secrets of Strixhaven is where things really paid off. So those boxes are still about $450 in a lot of places. However, we got $640 value out there. Now, admittedly, a big chunk of that was from one card. So we had a dual caster mage from the special guest, that was 20. Then we had Decorum Dissertation, the extended art was $14. A couple of roads were 15. We had a Delian Fell extended that was 14. So there was just a bunch of big stuff in here. Witherbloom foil, which was 15. And then the alternate Japanese cards on the scrolls. We had one that was the Culling Ritual, that was the Silver Scroll foil. That was $34 actually. I had that incorrect when we opened it because I was looking at the wrong version. So the Silver Scroll foil, which is the foiled out version of those, was $34. And then we also had the Giant Growth was 15, also Silver Scroll foil. But the big one, which some of you may have seen it on camera, I didn't see it at the time till I was going back through the cards. But it was and I think I still have it over here, the foil Silver Scroll Cyclonic Rift. And man, it is kind of unassuming. It doesn't look like a card that you would think would be worth that much, but it most definitely is. It was $450. So that box obviously more than paid for itself. In total, we only ended up with about $1,359 out of $1,650. So still about $300 short. And that kind of makes sense, right? The older, I guess we could just say the older collector boosters just don't have the value that a lot of the new ones have. You don't have, the hits you can get aren't as big unless you get one of the extremely rare things. Whereas I think a lot of the newer sets and the newer boxes have just a lot of in-between cards that are $15, $20, $30. So you can still get close even if you miss. Whereas on the other ones, you're lucky to get more than half the value back sometimes. So just something to keep in mind. But it was a fun experiment. I don't know if y'all want to see any of the rest of this product opened or other box openings, let me know. This was actually kind of an interesting thing to do. And now I have to go put all these for sale and or sell them to a vendor because I don't need most of these cards. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.